Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you guys want to check out my social media or check out a badass kick-ass original story, check out the links down in the description below. Hope you enjoy the video. 1 and a 2 and a 3. What is up, guys? This is Kelsey England's channel today, and she's going to be talking about a film. You know what we remind me of? What? That picture of the people with the pitchfork and the yeah. So pretend like we got a pitchfork and we're painted. So what are we going to be talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about Kaurismäki's Proletariat trilogy from the Eclipse series, our first ever Eclipse series that we have watched. We do have another one.
Hang on. We can do this better. You don't want to keep talking and everything. You might lose the audience. The Eclipse series, like that. You got to do a nice little cut. You seen how we did that cut into that? We'll do it again. You ready? The Eclipse series. Do it one more time.
The Eclipse series.
Yes. So we're not going to spoil these because, and our apologies for not getting into these films too much detail, because they're so short. Like, if it tells you anything, Shadows in Paradise is 74 minutes, Ariel is 72 minutes, and The Match Factory Girl is 69 minutes. So it's not really something you have to get too invested in. You know, but it feels longer than it actually is. So yeah, I don't want to spoil so much for you guys, because it's not like there really is kind of just one thing going on in each film. Different things, sure, but one thing about these films in particular, and he has other films too, like, what are some more we're going to check out? It's Le Havre, something like that. And what's that one? There's another one too. The Other Side of Hope. The Other Side of Hope? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So we're going to be checking those out as well. But one thing, and this is kind of a theme, I can't speak for the Leningrad Cowboys because we are going to check those out next. But they're a very real set of films. They're, very realistic. They portray real life people, and their jobs and stuff. And they're finished movies too. They're kind of depressing. I mean, they're kind of shot really depressing. Like, it's really about these people who already aren't living that great, going through even more struggles. So it really does get you thinking to watch these films and stuff, especially what other people go through. And I think it's a very necessary watch. Yeah. I really do. I think it's a very necessary watch. You could get these on a Criterion sale or something when Criterion has their sale. But we rambled on too much. I rambled on too much. And let's go ahead and talk about this film series. So what's the first film we're going to be talking about today?
First film is Shadows in Paradise.
So this one is about a guy and his partner, his garbage partner. They've been working together for a while. And his garbage partner is like, hey, you know what? I've been working in garbage for 25 years. I want to give my wife and kids something. And yeah, so it starts from there. Things get a little bit crazy. He meets somebody else. He meets a love interest. And this is a very interesting romance, because this actually has the first, or the girl that's in Match Factory Girl. And I guess that she's in a lot of Kaurismäki's films. Very good actor too, especially in Match Factory Girl. She is wonderful actress. But you really do struggle for this guy in certain parts, because it's a fun romance, like you're rooting for him at the same time, but then at the same times there's scenes where you're like, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't be rooting for them. Don't root for these people. They're not meant to be. And then maybe they are meant to be. And he's also got this kind of cool, funny guy that kind of hangs out with him. One of the things that Kaurismäki does with his films is he gets you really invested in his characters in such a short amount of time. I mean, for an hour, not even an hour and 25 minutes, not even an hour and 20 minutes, not even an hour and 19, not even an hour and 18, not even an hour and 17. You get really invested in these characters and you feel for them, and I think it has something to do with the position that they're in.
Also, how it's shot. If I remember, I don't think it was a very high-grade camera, just to kind of, I don't know.
I think it's because it was the 80s too.
Well, maybe.
Looks like a very 80s film.
Just a little bit. But maybe it has something to do with it. Maybe a little insight. Who knows?
I know the locations they choose for sure. I mean, they are gloomy films, but they're meant to be, though. I'm almost for certain they're set up that way.
Yeah, that's pretty much why it's called the Proletariat Trilogy, because you don't see these big houses or anything. It's these little shacks that people live in. They just go to their everyday jobs.
Yep. I ended up giving this film, I think, an 8 out of 10.
That sounds about right.
I think I did.
Like that.
I think I did 8 out of 10. All right, let's move on into the next movie. Ariel. Ooh. This was the first one that we watched in the set. This one's actually really cool. I can't help but the lead character reminds me of Elwood from the Blues Brothers. But yeah, this one right here is actually, in my opinion, way more entertaining. It's got a lot more stuff going on.
Oh,
It's a dark comedy, which I suppose all of these films are dark comedies, but the Match Factory Girl is probably the darkest of the comedies when it comes to this set. But this one had a lot more stuff going on, and it's shorter too. It's 72 minutes, so it's an hour and 12 minutes, but there's so much stuff going on in this film. There's something that happens in the beginning of the film that's absolutely horrible, but it's funny the way that they do it. It's horrible, but you can laugh at it.
Which is exactly what he's going for. So...
Yeah, you're not supposed to laugh at it. I'd hope nobody would want to laugh at it, but maybe you can't help but laugh at it. And he journeys, and he's kind of finding himself in a rough spot, and he meets up with, of course, a good old female.
I love interest.
And yeah, he just goes from there. And he meets somebody. I'm not going to tell you guys where, because I don't want to spoil this, but pretty much something bad happens. He goes on his own. He meets a love interest. Something else happens. He meets a guy. He meets a friend. Something else crazy happens. And then bam, and then you got this really cool ending shot. Really nice. It just put together really well. This one, actually, I would recommend starting off first. I would watch this one first. I don't know why, but I'm glad we watched these in the order that we did watch them in. Ariel, 9 out of 10. Great film. What would you say you give this film?
I'd say I give it a good 9 too. It's very, very good.
Bum 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 bum. Drum roll, please.
Ariel or Match Factory Girl.
The Match Factory Girl.
Match Factory
Now this
Girl.
one is actually only 69 minutes.
Nice.
So this one is the darkest of the films, and I want to go ahead and say one thing about this. Who is the lead actress in this? Who is the actress that...
Her name? I guess that's her. Katie Utinen.
Katie Uytinen? Ooh, I don't know. We just butchered that bad.
You're wonderful.
I don't know if it's pronounced Caddy or Katie. Pretty sure Katie. We're going to go with Katie. But her performance in this, I felt for this. Her name in the... popping up on my thing. Her character, Iris, you feel for this girl. I mean, she has a lot of bad stuff happen to her. I was rooting for her the whole entire movie. Then you kind of don't. The movie gets really dark. It's very clever what she does. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily clever. You shouldn't do it. But it is clever. The filmmaking, it's clever. This is actually one of I think, in my opinion, the best shot of the films, because you have the bar scene, which I thought was great, and then it's almost like everything is centered around her, and I really like that, because the other films, Ariel and Shadows in Paradise, they're centered around certain characters, but they show a lot of what's going on. And I feel like the Match Factory Girl, it really does center on her character, and you kind of see what she's going through, and it doesn't really lose its mojo or whatever. It doesn't lose track of what it's all about, and it's following the Match Factory Girl. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. It's really cool how the Match Factory Girl works out. There's a meaning behind the title. And honestly, for 69 minutes, this feels longer than both of these. When I watched it, when she watched it, when we watched it, 69 minutes drug on in the best possible way.
Yep.
This film right here, this is the must watch, in my opinion. I think this might actually be my favorite one.
It's my favorite. Sure.
Now that I look back on it, I was going to say Ariel, but this is definitely my favorite one. This is one that you should definitely watch. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I don't think any of these are 10 out of 10s in my opinion. You might think this is a 10 out of 10.
I think it's a 10 out of 10.
Hey, that's fine. But yeah, I really did enjoy this film. This is definitely the main event film. This is the one you want to watch last. Well-made film, perfectly paced film. Really, this is just filmmaking at its finest. It really is that good.
And I will say, it's very, very satisfying to see the matches made. No spoilers, just saying it's pretty cool.
You just spoiled the whole movie for everybody.
I know.
But anyway, guys, that is the Aki
Kaurismäki.
Now, coming up next for us, I'm nearing 600 subscribers. I don't know if I want to do it for 600 subscribers or 650 subscribers, but this is something that we haven't really been talking about much, especially if you follow me on Instagram. You might notice I've never posted anything about Alfred Hitchcock. There's a reason why. Earlier this year, we have watched, I think, half of his filmography. We've watched a majority of his films. Yeah. We went out, we've bought 2 separate collections. We've bought a bunch of separate films. We bought a bunch of his Criterions. We've been watching the must-watches. We've been watching his films that some people might not know about. I mean, we have been digging into Hitchcock this whole year, and we have how many? Just one left that we want to watch?
Yep.
We have one more Hitchcock film left that we're going to watch, and after that, my 600 or 650 subscriber special will be the top 20 Alfred Hitchcock films in our opinion. We'll have our own list made out. We'll have our honorable mentions. I think there's like 3 more movies that'll be left over, so we'll just make those our honorable mentions. We'll just get through them real quick. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm really excited to do this video. I love having her on this channel. I think she's just into filmmaking as I am. Well, watching films.
Yeah, watching films. I don't know about.
but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I have a lot of other projects to share with you guys. Actually, if you see on my Instagram, there is a picture of Alfred Hitchcock on there. So yeah, because we've been working on some stuff. I directed my first feature over the summer, and I'm working on my next novel. It's really exciting, but I want to get through this Alfred Hitchcock video first because this has been a whole yearly build up for this. We've been so excited to do it. We're going to do it. I'm gonna let you cut the video off. My wife would like to send you guys on your way.
Thank you for watching. I've had a lot of fun being on the channel. I don't get out much.
Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys have seen this before and if you guys want to see her on the channel. And yeah, so anyway, hope you guys are staying safe, and we'll see you guys next time.